Hi there, and thanks for tuning into this week's newsletter. I'm coming to you from the shore of Lake Constance in the western part of Austria. Lake Constance is one of the largest lakes in Central Europe, and it borders on Austria, Germany, and Switzerland. And with this heat wave that's been passing through, I can tell you it's nice to be close to the water. This week I wanted to do a little different tact, and I wanted to address one of the questions that's come up more and more as we have a growing number of members joining our community. And the question is, what makes us different? How are our trips different from all those other tour companies? There's a couple points about that, but first of all, the main thing to say is that I really do have a commitment to making sure that people become well-traveled. What does that mean to be well-traveled? Those of you that have participated in our webinars, I've explained a little bit about my definition of being well-traveled. And certainly what it isn't is when you're on a massive cruise ship, or when you're on a bus tour with 40 other people on it and you're being herded around like dogs on a leash, so to speak. It's really hardly the way that one can experience the amazing things and amazing places that we have all over the world. So the group sizes are a very, very important part of how I like to differentiate our trips. And of course, I don't have a fixed number, but I think that between 10 and 20 people on any given trip is something that allows us to have an intimate experience with our fellow travelers, as well as gives us the flexibility to be able to do things a little bit on the fly. And those that have traveled with me in the past, whether it's on the last couple of trips or in years past, know that I like to change things up on the fly. And you can really only do that when you have a small group of people. Of course, a lot of planning goes into our trips as well, so it's not like we can just go out and do things on the fly. And I like to curate every single one of our tours. So there isn't an aspect of any tour that hasn't been evaluated by myself, based on my own experiences, based on contacts with my network around the world. But largely also, again, the feedback from members, and we've gone through over 1,500 questionnaires that we've received from our members to understand the type of experiences that they like to do. And I know a lot of you have commented about the so-called ABC tour. For those of you who don't know what that means, another bloody church. And again, with all due respect, there are some fabulous churches, temples, and shrines around the world. But at the same time, we don't need to get necessarily a detailed historical analysis of each and every one of them. It's really about those life experiences that people have in different parts of the world. So that's a little bit about what makes us different at Wheel and Anchor. I'm going to be talking more about this topic in upcoming video blogs in our newsletters. So do stay tuned, and I look forward to coming back to you next week from a different location in Central Europe. Happy travels.